I feel traumatized. I feel low.
36-year-old Samuel Linda has been living with HIV since 2014, getting his life-saving drugs from a USAID project. But his supplies are almost out.
I feel like the world is ending tomorrow because I don't know where I'm going to go. I don't know my tomorrow, if I'll be alive or dead.
He distributes US-funded condoms in his community to stop new infections and makes sure the infected keep taking their medications. Meanwhile, patients at this USAID-funded facility in the Ugandan capital, Kampala, wait, hoping their treatments are still available. Nearly 1,000 employees here have been furloughed after the U.S. stopped work orders. It's still running for now, though no one knows for how much longer. Its leader, Dr. Andrew Kambugu, is a UC Berkeley alum who is grateful for American generosity but worries about the future for his staff and patients.
We are in the throes of an Ebola outbreak, and before the Ebola outbreak, Uganda is grappling with an Mpox outbreak. So we find ourselves in a situation where a number of infectious diseases have converged.
USAID is a lifeline to millions here, millions who would be stuck without it. These are thank you notes from patients here to the medical team at the Infectious Diseases Institute in Uganda. They cover HIV, TB, Mpox, and even the current Ebola outbreak, the country's 8th. The implication is that US funding has kept patients like these ones alive. The US is one of Uganda's largest donors, spending more than $500 million in healthcare alone every year. More than a third of USAID funds came to Africa in 2023. Those dollars saved lives, but also supported many Americans.
Without US funding, people die. Without global collaboration, people die.
Winnie Byanyima runs the UN's global response to the AIDS epidemic. They warn that up to 6.3 million people could die by 2029 if the US cuts off funding. Americans will also lose out.
Actually, sometimes I say we have the diseases, they have the profits. They make money. The aid connects them to markets, and markets benefit American companies, and American jobs are created at home.
So USAID is not just charity to African countries?
No. It's mutually beneficial.
But the negative sentiment isn't one that's shared by all of Africa's leaders. In an exclusive interview with CNN, Rwanda's president says the continent has to wean itself off aid.
In President Trump's unconventional ways of doing things, I completely agree with him on many things.
Even though it will hurt you as Rwanda, which depends on some US aid to fund your healthcare and development.
We might learn some lessons.
Self-sufficient countries might sound ideal in theory, but it brings little comfort to the millions across the world whose very survival hangs in the balance. Erica, whenever I saw the last USAID administrator, Samantha Power, here in Africa, it was always around a disease outbreak or a humanitarian disaster. And she would show up for people in need with funding and with sometimes boxes that said, from the American people. But you hear that sentiment from President Kagame of Rwanda, who says even though he's a beneficiary of foreign aid, African governments must wean themselves off of it. There's many here in Africa that agree that even though money from USAID keeps people alive here, the Africans must be self-reliant. And in any case, they make the argument that some of that USAID funding didn't actually get to the recipients. It was used in administrative costs, big salaries, big cars, or was stolen. Erica?
Larry Madowo with the latest for us. Larry, thank you.